Crimson Trace announces Laser Guard Pro for today's most popular concealed carry firearms, combining a red or green laser sight with 150 lumen light, taking personal defense to the next level. Available now at your local dealer.
It's the NRA's 2016 annual meetings and exhibits in Louisville, and Tom is on location at the FM booth on the show floor.
All right, we're into hour 3 of Gun Talk at the FM booth at the NRA annual meetings in Louisville. We're having a ball over here. And, of course, now, obviously, if you know when this was done, we're actually doing this recorded so that you can hear it. But we call it live to tape. I don't know why, Matt, because we don't use tape anymore.
Okay. Right.
All right. So we got Matt Buckingham has just joined us from Smith & Wesson. And now that you've been at the company for 5 whole weeks.
Exactly. I'm a veteran.
You know everything about it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But we've known each other for a while. You've been in the firearms industry for a while.
I have, yeah. So I've been in the industry now for 12 years.
Right.
And started with Brownells.
Yeah, which is what a great company.
Oh, amazing company. Incredible family, big supporters of the industry. So, yeah, it's not my first NRA show.
No.
Right, but my first one was Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson, exactly. In fact, we were talking before you came on, speaking of family, this feels like family, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah, and by the way, just because our last guest in the last hour, I have to ask, how old are you?
Yeah, right.
Was she gorgeous?
That is a tough act to follow.
Oh, my
she
God.
was fantastic.
Alexis Welch, all 8, no, she's actually just turned 9 years old.
Okay, 9 years old.
So she's getting older all the time there. So that was so much fun. There she is right there.
Yep.
You're great. We
Fantastic.
think we're going to see great things out of this young one.
Absolutely. I might sign her.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right, the big news from Smith & Wesson here is you've got a Shield.
Shield 45.
In 45.
You bet. And it's something that, since we made the first Shield, people have been asking for.
Sure, and it's weird. As soon as you bring out one caliber, they say, well, that's great, but what about?
Exactly. We've had the 9 and 40 for a while. In fact, we just celebrated our millionth gun.
Oh, wow.
Our millionth Shield. So it's been obviously very successful for us.
Yeah.
And people just kept asking for the 45. And, well, we finally got around to it.
Right.
And we're announcing it here at the show. And it's been a big hit so far.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
It's like, well, the Shield is a great pistol.
Yes.
Just start off with that. It's actually better. It's going to sound weird. It's better than it should be.
Yeah.
In a weird kind of way.
I think I know what you're saying, yeah.
Because you look at it's a compact pistol, it's just a carry pistol. But what it is, when you pick it up, you say, no, I could just take this to the range and shoot this all day.
It almost feels like a full-size gun when you shoot it. Yeah, it really
truly does. And it's got a terrific trigger.
Great trigger.
Everybody comments on that. The first time they pick up, they go, wow, that's not really a carry gun. That's just like a really good trigger. You go,
right.
Yeah, it's a carry gun with a really good trigger.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things I like about Smith & Wesson, and one of the things that attracted me to the company is they've been making enhancements to the M&P series since they launched it.
Right.
And the trigger, they have come so far, and the trigger and the Shield is just fantastic. It's a great trigger. It's a good reset. And if you get a chance, you should go down and try the 45. I think it's our best trigger yet. It's really a fantastic gun to shoot.
Now, if I remember what I heard is that the 45 is very close to the same size, but not exactly. And some holsters will work that you have for a Shield, and some may not, right?
Yeah, so if it's more of a universal fit holster, you might have a chance. It is just slightly bigger than the 9 and the 40.
Right.
Now, it's not much. I don't think by the naked eye you would see it.
No, you can't. Well,
but for a fitted holster, it's probably not going to work.
Right, but you already have holsters in the works, and I know you work with holster makers and all that.
Yeah, so one of the things we try to do is we try to make sure we get the guns out to the holster manufacturers before we launch,
right,
so that they can launch the holsters at the same time, and we've done that with this gun as well.
Okay, so is it available now?
So it is coming. So we're going to start shipping it here in the next few weeks.
Okay.
Normally, we try to get inventory in the channel before we launch. But I'll be honest, we were just so excited about this one.
You said you got to tell the world that's the NRA show, right?
We had to. I mean, what an opportunity. This show is fantastic. There's so many consumers here and so many fans of Smith & Wesson that we had to announce it. And we had the guns ready for display.
Right.
So we've launched it. The inventory will be coming soon, though, and we are.
Okay.
We're just getting ready to start making them.
So for those who really like the big fat bullets, now you got a shield for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, people have been asking for it.
How's it shoot?
I've had a chance to shoot it. It shoots really nice. I think, and this is my opinion, that the recoil is almost more manageable than the 40.
Oh, I would think so. I think the 40s in small guns, we always use the word snappy, but it's a much sharper impulse.
Yeah.
And a 45 is a slower bullet. It just kind of pushes you back. The 45 and the 9 are kind of close.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's fair. I've had the chance to shoot it, and I really like it. Like I said, I really love the trigger. The other thing that's nice about it is with the gun, you get a 6+1 and a 7+1. So you get a 6-round magazine and a 7-round magazine with the extended grip. So that's a really nice feature too. So you get an extra round in there.
Okay, good deal. That's going to go over well. I was sharing with you. Actually, we saw each other like 3 weeks ago at Richard Lipsey's deal at the Ducks Unlimited. It was a great event. Richard Lipsey, great guy in the industry, has done probably as much for Ducks Unlimited and conservation as anybody in the country.
Yes.
So we're doing this whole deal, and of course, being a typical DU banquet, right? They've got the auctions going and everything's going. They got the silent auctions going, and I love to play that game with the silent auctions, where you walk over, you write your name on the little thing, and then a while later, there's a whole bunch of names under it, and people have outbid you. And so I got there early and put my name on one of these things, and at the end of the deal, they show all the names of winners, and that can't be. I was like the second name on the list. No, I didn't buy that. Really? I ended up with a 15-foot hand-carved Cypress Cajun Piro.
Yeah, we know. We saw it.
How did you get that thing home?
Yeah, we all looked at that, and when we looked at it, we said, "There's no way this is going back on the plane with us, right? We're not going to get this back." And who bid on this?
Who would possibly buy this thing?
Yeah.
Because he's dumb enough to bid on it.
So your son came up to me afterwards, and he goes, "Hey, guess who won?" And I go, "It's your dad, wasn't it?" Yeah. So how did you get it home?
I sent my son for it.
Did you? Nice.
Ryan went over and got it. We only live about an hour's drive from Baton Rouge, where this is. But then I found out more about it. This thing was made in about 1910.
Okay.
Handmade by a famous Piro maker, hand-carved cypress.
Wow.
And so we're either going to hang it on a wall, or there's actually a maritime museum in the area, and we may donate it to the museum.
That's kind of a neat idea.
It'd be kind of cool, because
you're not going to take it out on the water.
No, for that you use the cheap fiberglass one.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't. Yeah. This is like a work of art. You don't do it for that thing. But it was cool, and it was a fundraiser for DU, which is always a good thing.
And Richard, what a guy! I mean, in terms of someone in the industry that is so deserving of an award like that, just a fantastic person, great family, great company,
right?
Really well deserving. We were glad we could attend and be there with him.
Well, that was great. I mean, you guys showed up, and of course, James Debney from Smith & Wesson, I think he went a little crazy. Got all of the trips, all the hunts.
We did.
You guys jumped on every hunt that was offered.
We're loaded up on customer trips now.
There you go. So now you can entertain people as much as you want to. You can South America, it doesn't matter. You got to hunt somewhere.
Yeah, we definitely won a few.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's what it's all about.
And it's for a great cause, and we're happy to support it.
I love DU banquets. My wife is always afraid when I go to a DU banquet that I'm going to come home with a Labrador puppy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
It's a lab puppy. Who does not like that?
That's right.
She says, there's a time and a place, and now's not the time and the place for that puppy. Maybe someday you'll be able to bring another one home. So,
not the same story, but we did the same thing on the silent auction, and we walked away with this big glassware set.
What?
And it was not easy to get home. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, not easy to get home.
Holy cow. Well, same deal. You're thinking, surely somebody's going to outbid me, right?
Yeah, we're not going to
just bid it up a little bit. But it's a game of chicken when you do that.
It is.
Well, I will tell you, I was at a DU banquet about 2 years ago, and I was bidding on a revolver, really nice revolver, and custom made, and there's somebody bidding from the back of the room, and I finally turn around and see who it is. It's Richard Lipsey.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking, well, I can't bid against Richard.
Yeah,
That's not going to work. And then he stands up and says, tell you what. And he bid it way up. He says, if he'll match it, point at me, because he knew who it was. He says, I'll let him have the gun, and I'll match his bid as a donation. Well, at that point, you're hosed.
Yeah, you pretty much have to.
You've got to step up, right?
Good for you.
He's called you out.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, nice.
Oh, man. But it's all fun. It's part of this whole family of the firearms industry we talk about here.
Yeah, and I think people don't realize how close of a family it is.
No, I think you're right. It's even if it's your competitor, you have friends who
Absolutely.
work there. And
yeah.
We'll go try to do each other on sales, and then we're all going to go out and go to a hunt together or go have a drink together or whatever. It's what we do.
Absolutely.
Matt, if you could hold on, we're going to hold you over to the next segment, okay? We'll do that because we got some more things we want to talk about. Smith & Wesson's got new things, and I was just up there. I got to see that forge running.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Something, isn't it?
Awesome. I mean, that is a visceral experience. Anything that shakes an entire building.
Right.
Yeah, that's one you got to check out, right?
Exactly.
All right, don't go far. We're talking with Matt Buckingham from Smith & Wesson. We'll be right back with Gun Talk.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to springfieldarmory.com. That's springfieldarmory.com.
You like free stuff, right? You like good deals, and you want more guns, ammo, and accessories. So get all of that with the free, yes, the free smartphone app, Gun Dealio. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you'll get special offers and deals when you walk into a gun store. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Who wouldn't want that? Gun Dealio at the App Store and Google Play. GunDealio.com.
Hardcore tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. For decades, Surefire has built the first and finest professional-grade flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors. We build the best because lives depend on it, and we know failure is not an option. We design, engineer, and manufacture Surefire products right here in the U.S. For you, for your loved ones, Surefire. American built, American strong. Surefire.com.
All right, back with you. We're visiting with Matt Buckingham from Smith & Wesson, previously of Brownells. We're talking about this, it's kind of fun. We're sitting up here in the FN booth.
Right.
All right. And we've got our friends from Colt over here, and we got, guys from all the different companies here, and we're kind of elevated where we're sitting here in the booth. It's kind of cool. And as people walk by, it's so cool. They come by and wave, shake your hand, say hello. It's coming to the NRA show, the annual meetings, is like summer camp for us.
It really is. And it's a show where, SHOT Show, which is our big trade event, is so different, where we're doing a lot of business.
It's a business deal.
We're doing a lot of business. We're in a lot of meetings. We're doing that. Here, we have the chance to interact with the customer, first of all, which is fantastic.
Right.
We don't get enough opportunity to do that. But then we get a chance to actually talk to one another in a social setting,
Right.
and there's a lot of great events that the NRA puts on that go on during the show, and so we have lots of opportunity to catch up, and that's why I look forward to it every year, is to come back. It's almost like a family reunion.
And for, whether you're in the business or not, if you just like guns, you have to come to this because, if you're not in the business, you can't go to the SHOT Show.
That's it, yeah.
And that this is like seeing the SHOT Show. I mean, I'm just sitting there looking, okay, as we scope out, Bushnell, Black Hawk, I'm just doing a cruise around here. We got optics companies, ammo companies, gun companies as far as you can see. And one of the coolest things is the little bitty booths, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where you see cool stuff and you go, that just might be something.
Yeah, a lot of new products, a lot of innovation. That's what I always say at SHOT Show is you find those smaller booths, and that's where the innovation is a lot of times.
Right. It's just now moved out of somebody's garage.
Yeah.
And he's got him a 10-foot table, at the NRA show, and you go, let me go look at that thing.
And what people probably don't realize is even though we work in this industry and we do this every day, we're just as excited to walk around and look at the other
we're
stuff
gun
too.
geeks, you know.
Yeah, so
we love this stuff.
I try. The other thing about NRA that's great is we do get that chance. We can get out, we can walk around, and we can see some of the other things that are on display. It's really nice.
Well, and of course, if you're sitting there, you're working in the Smith & Wesson booth, and you got customers coming in there, people who, and I know you already had it happen, and walk up and say, I've been a Smith & Wesson guy for 50 years.
Yeah.
I mean, literally 50 years.
Yep.
And honestly, they're going to know more about the product line than almost anybody in the company.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I learn things.
Sure. Oh, yeah. You learn from them all the time.
Now, of course, only being 5 weeks there, I got a lot to learn.
Right.
But it is incredible. You find some customers that have a lot of history with the brand.
Right.
And it's I love that. It's like company historian. You can learn so much about the product and about the history of the company.
Well, of course, Smith & Wesson has incredible history.
1852.
1852.
Yeah.
Okay. It is one of the most recognizable names.
Right.
It's interesting. As you go around the world, there are, in terms of brand names, I would bet among the top 10 recognizable brand names, gun companies are in there.
I would think so.
I'm looking over here. We got Colt over here.
Right.
Colt and Smith & Wesson right there.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere you go in the world, those two names, people are going to know it, right?
Yeah, and that was one of the things that really attracted me to the company is, it's hard to find somebody that doesn't know what Smith & Wesson is and what they do,
True.
So
yeah.
it's a powerful brand.
You don't have to introduce it.
Right. Right.
Say, okay, I know what you guys do.
Right.
And now you're just going to tell them, all right, but this is what we have new. This is what we have good for you now.
And what's exciting, too, is the employees, we really care about the brand. So when we're coming out with new products or we're just making existing ones, we really put our heart into it, right? So I've been amazed at the workforce there. It's a fantastic group of people.
I was just at the factory 2 weeks ago. Incredible people. They're working hard. They like what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you like what you're doing, you're going to do it well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the quality follows.
Right.
And that's all a credit to our people back there that are every day making these firearms.
Well, we'll have one of our new Gun Venture TV show. One of the segments are going to show that huge forge and what's going on with that.
Oh, cool.
60-ton forge. I mean, it's like walking into what I envision hell to be like. It's heat and huge glowing red steel and big hammers. Everything in the world is shaking, sparks going everywhere. It's just so cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be exciting for people to see the process, because we really are taking this raw material and turning it into something.
You're making guns.
Yeah, it's
this
awesome.
Is the birth of a gun right there, Well, I got to say, and you guys make a lot of great products, and I've used a lot of them. I think there's a sleeper there that still hasn't really been recognized, and that's the M&P 1522.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is one of the greatest little 22 rifles ever made.
Our entire lineup of 22s, I think, are fantastic. We have, on the handgun side, we have the full-size 22, and then we have the compact 22. In fact, at the show, we're launching our compact that's now flat dark earth, so it's Cerakote finish, which is a really nice enhancement. Neat. So on the pistol side, we have a lot to offer there, and it gives you a chance to get familiar with the gun, but 22 is obviously a very manageable recoil, right?
Right.
And the compact's nice for new shooters. But then on the long gun side, we have the 1522, and we've launched a couple new versions of it with some Magpul MOE furniture and accessories on it, and they are so much fun to shoot.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What this is an AR-15. I mean, it is an AR-15,
it is.
Really.
Same controls.
Built around a 22 rimfire cartridge. To tell you how accurate it is, you can drop a trigger group out and put in an AR-15 trigger group.
Right.
If you have a particular brand of trigger you like, you can put it in this little gun.
Yes, absolutely.
It weighs nothing. Weighs nothing. It's got the collapsible adjustable stock, so great for kids, people of different statures. They don't have to hold up a lot of weight.
That's it. And that was my wife's problem. So my wife was very interested in shooting ARs, but she struggled. And, of course, my guns are, 3-gun ARs.
Sure,
so they got some stuff hanging on them.
Right.
But she really wanted to shoot. And so when I introduced her to the 1522, it was manageable for her. The recoil, obviously, is not going to be bad, but it's light, and she can hold it, and she can focus on learning the controls, and she can focus on sight picture and things that she needs to do. And now she's hooked,
And all of those manipulation skills are directly transferable to an AR.
Absolutely.
To a 223 AR.
A lot of times when I'm practicing for 3-gun, that's what I'll use. I'll use the 1522.
No kidding.
Because it gives me an opportunity to practice. The ammo's a lot cheaper.
Right.
And it's becoming more available, which is a good thing.
Yep.
So it's a good time to start looking at 22s again.
Well, the other thing is, without the, and there's not that there's a lot of recoil with a 223, but there's enough there to where it can cover up a few flaws. If you start to develop a little bit of anticipation or flinch or anything, you go to a 22 and it all goes away, and it exposes the weaknesses.
Yeah, and you're right. It's not a crushing recoil by any means, but it is a loud gun too. And so I think for a lot of first-time shooters, it intimidates them a little bit because it can be loud.
And then if you really want to go crazy, get the one with the threaded barrel.
Yeah, and then get the suppressor on it.
Get a can on it. Now we're really having a bunch of fun.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I just think that is. The other thing is, you guys make them available in all these great colors.
Yes.
You got the peak thing and the autumn colors and the gray colors, and it's like a purple. There's one like purple and gold. We call that the LSU gun.
right.
But no, that's you got such an extensive line. I mean, all the way from the classic legacy revolvers.
Yeah.
And the big X-frame revolvers. And then the Performance Center is just always doing great work.
Yeah, the Performance Center, we've been, just continuing to just raise the bar there. The new Shield is an example. Take a gun that's great already, put a better trigger in it with a new sear, put better sights on it, and then port it. And guess what? You got an even better.
We were just out shooting the ported Shield. Amazing.
Yeah.
Talk about. And not that there's a lot of recoil there, but it just keeps that muzzle down.
And it's not a huge price difference. You get a lot of value for that.
It's like $50.
Like $50.
I mean,
you get a lot
$50
for that.
You get an improved trigger, you get ported. It's a Performance Center gun.
Yep.
What's wrong with that?
And now they just came out with tritium sights too, so now you can get night sights on it too if you want to.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, now, I mean, obviously, people know where to find it, but smith-wesson.com for that. Take a look. And occasionally you guys are also doing like distributor exclusives and things with people. So those are kind of you got to dig around to find those. That's like Easter eggs, right?
You do, but what I always tell people is check out the Facebook pages. We have Facebook pages now for every brand.
Okay.
So whether it's Performance Center, Thompson Center, Smith & Wesson M&P, we have a place for you to go and look. And if we're running specials or sweepstakes, they'll be out there.
There you go. Matt Buckingham, thank you so much.
Tom, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you here and just part of the family here. All right, we'll be right back with more from the NRA annual meeting. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
Now, once again, from freedom's safest place, the NRA show in Louisville. Let's get back to Gun Talk.
All right, back with you here at the NRA's annual meetings, having a bunch of fun here. I'm just hanging around with about, 70 or 80,000 of my closest friends. We're talking about guns and guns and more guns. Paul Spitale has just joined us from Colt. Paul, it's good to see you, man.
You too, Tom.
Your booth is pretty insane.
It is.
I was going to say I went to your booth, but I didn't because I went by your booth because I couldn't get in your booth. It's pretty nutso over there.
It's nice to see, isn't it?
It is. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love Colt?
I know. Well, we're really appreciative. I don't think anyone anticipated that we'd come here with another 5 new models that we're going to show at the show itself. So,
well, to be honest, a year or two ago, people were saying, "Is Colt going to be here?"
Right.
Right. And you guys pulled that one out tremendously. It's a terrific effort. And now you're bringing out new product.
Yeah. So, the things that we're doing, we're really connecting with the consumer. As you've seen our product development, the Colt competition was a huge win for us and I know you shot it out at Gunsight with me.
Gun.
Just a beautiful gun. And other things that we're doing are on the front cover recoil with the combat unit gun.
Nice.
We got the second cover that we've had in terms of the last 4 months with Guns and Ammo with our new Delta Elite. And it really is, we're looking at things, even if they work for the consumer, like the Delta Elite. We were selling that quite well each and every month, but that gun needed to be changed. It hadn't really changed its geometry for a real shooter today. And so we spent a lot of time re-architecting that gun, and we're really happy with the way it turned out.
10 millimeter.
Correct.
Man, I mean, and of course, the Delta Elite was what made the 10 millimeter, really.
And we were right on that flat, right from that get-go.
Right.
The other part of it that's nice is that we have an affiliation now with Double Tap Ammunition as Colt Competition Ammunition.
Right.
And as you know from Mike McNett, 10 millimeter is a great platform for them.
Oh, yeah, and Mike's a 10 millimeter geek.
You got it.
I mean, he just is. Well, he's an ammo geek. He makes good ammo.
Well, and he's making Colt Competition ammo right now, so we're really proud of that. We launched that at the show as well.
Yeah, so you got competition ammo. Also, you're going to have defensive ammo also.
Oh,
right?
yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay, so Colt defensive ammo.
Correct.
As well.
So he's also making some hollow point ammunition that performs incredibly well in gelatin tests. He's also making the competition ammunition national match grade, which meets minor and major power factors for competitive shooters.
Actually printing the power factor on the box.
Correct.
That is so cool. I mean, just like, okay, that's what I need, that's what I get. I just pick it up and I go, right?
Exactly.
That's pretty sweet. Now, what's the availability of that? Are you going to have some pretty good distribution?
Oh, yeah. We're and obviously they have tremendous distribution through their Double Tap, and so we're going to be utilizing their distribution. And obviously for us, getting in the ammunition business, we want to do it with a reputable, their SAMI-spec ammunition. We're excited about the partnership that we have with them. Okay. And we're going to be deploying that not only with their distribution, but also our 3,000 stocking dealers. So when you consider what we're doing with the stocking dealer program, it's starting to add all these other benefits for the small dealer.
Chances are pretty much wherever somebody is, they can go into a store and find this. And pretty soon, not right now, huh?
No, it's I tell you, we in our wildest dreams last year, we talked about maybe 1,200 stocking dealers. We're over 3,000 today. And if you look at it, we even have an application where you can go on our website, put in your zip code, and we'll push you and point you to a stocking dealer in your locality.
What is the website?
Colt.com.
That's easy, Colt.com. Gee, even I can do that. So what else are you introducing here?
So we got a new Defender series. So, again, something that was working for us. We were selling a lot of them, but the Defender, we saw a few things that really needed to be rethought out. The grip structure on the old Defender was a rubber grip, kind of wide, and it also printed quite a bit on people that were carrying it for defensive purposes. Yep. So we worked with the folks from VZ, created a really nice G10 grip structure. It doesn't print. It's a go-between between a standard grips frame, 1911, and a slim frame, so it's a real go-between size. And we also put a nice beveled edge on the front for reholstering. So we really made and updated the gun, and we added a night sight to the gun. So it's we're really proud of how it turned out.
That really makes it a great carry package.
It really is. I mean, it's everything anybody would want in a defensive pistol.
Right. No kidding. So, are we? I'm got to circle back here to the 10 millimeter, man. I mean, that is so cool that you guys are getting into that again, or bringing it back, making it more. Because Colt was the 10 millimeter.
We were
company.
The standard bearer.
You were.
But if you looked at the gun, the beaver tail was not exactly what it needed to be.
It's old style. It's old school.
And so we've updated that. So now it's the geometry that a shooter in today's market's looking for. We added Novak sights. The old sight structure was a stake sight. If you really wanted to change that out, it was going to be a lot of custom gunsmithing. Yeah. So this is what consumers are looking for today. We haven't changed the pricing in any way, so the same exact value for the customer. And we're excited about it. And dealers have responded. We've already shipped more than 300 to the marketplace, and they're home run so far.
Wow. Okay. That's very cool. So what else are people looking at in the booth right now?
So the other one and we got the cover of Recoil, but one of the things we're really proud of is we also, on this 25th issue, we also created a special test target in the drill that was created from Ken Hackenthorn. So he's one of our Colt Combat guys.
Right.
He created a test, which is basically a 10-yard, 10-shot grouping at this particular target and trying to keep your scores above a 90 for a pass-fail.
Okay.
And so he developed this drill. We're really proud of the way the target turned out. Inside it also is a nice review of the Colt Combat Unit pistol, which when we came to the SHOT Show, everyone was saying, we really need to look at a 9mm version of it. As you shot the 9 and saw how pleasant it was with that dual spring.
Man.
So we said, let's move forward our schedule on timing, and we came out with a 9mm version of the Combat Unit gun. So
I'm telling you, a 1911 and 9mm is just one of the sweetest packages
Oh, it's
ever.
beautiful, isn't it?
You know, and then say, but it's a Colt.
I remember.
I mean, come on, it's a Colt.
I know.
You know.
I remember when you shot at Gunsight and you looked at the camera, looked at Mark Rettel, our professional shooter, and did I just have a squib load? And I said, no, that's the recoil. That's recoil.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. You hardly even know it went off. Well, you guys got a lot of things going on. I applaud you for what you've been doing, man.
And we'll see you at the media day coming up here later in the year.
Yep, exactly right. All right, so Colt.com, right?
Yep.
All right, so you can find out what's going on now and also keep up with what they're bringing out as you guys go forward.
Tom, thanks again so much.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. All right, don't go far. We're coming back.
Alien Gear Holsters, the most comfortable and concealable holsters on the planet, is offering big savings with our new 2-holster combo. Now you can buy 2 complete holsters for as little as $49.88. Choose from any available holster styles and colors for the guns of your choice. All of Alien Gear's quality products are made right here in the USA and include a 30-day trial, forever warranty, and free shell trades for life. Visit aliengearholsters.com today.
If you carry a gun, you need training. Your concealed carry class was definitely not training. But time, money, and obligations keep you from spending days at a shooting school. The trusted folks at Gun Talk can help. Concealed Carry 1, our DVD featuring the VADA Group, covers what gun, what holster, how to carry, where to wear your gun, and much more. Visit shopguntalk.com. That's shopguntalk.com. Look, this really is life and death. Learn how to stay aware, how to get away, and how to fight if you must. At shopguntalk.com, you can get the 2 DVD set, including Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. No matter what gun you carry, this vital training info can save your life. Learn the draw, the stance, reloading, vital gear from Gun Talk. That's shopguntalk.com. shopguntalk.com.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with 1 shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
Here at SilencerShop.com, we normally focus on making the world a quieter place. Not today. Rule 41F takes effect soon, making silencer ownership more complicated. The good news is SilencerShop.com can help, but don't delay. Purchase any in-stock silencer by July 6th, and Silencer Shop guarantees to get your Form 4 submitted and execute your transfer before deadline under current rules, or give you $100. The Powered by Silencer Shop guarantee. Details and restrictions at SilencerShop.com.
Well, you couldn't come to the NRA annual meetings without talking to, the NRA. That would be a good thing. Lars Dalseide joins us right now. How are you, man?
I'm doing well,
You're holding up well.
Well, considering that they hardly let you sleep, my shift on Friday started at 4 a.m., and I think I was able to leave the facilities here a little bit before 6.
Holy smoke.
You throw the traffic on top of that, it was a long way home.
Traffic's insane. I love it when the media tells us, gun ownership is really going down. And I'm going, really? We're in a 3-hour wait in traffic to get here, and people are still putting up with it to come to the NRA annual meeting.
Well, tomorrow I'm gonna try out my new hoverboard and see if I can just sort of jump out and boom right on top of everybody and skim along.
I was talking to people who said, we got to within about half a mile here in the cab, and we just got out and walked.
Yeah, although I talked to a reporter from the AP earlier, and she had the best idea ever. She just called Uber. So what you get is a local driver that actually knows their way around.
We did that last night.
And they backroaded and
we
everything.
We had a great Uber driver that drove us around. She knew exactly how to get there and the whole deal. So that made all the difference. So that was great. All right, so we got, 70+ thousand people here? Who knows?
Right, yeah. We're looking at least 70,000, a little more. Won't be a little less. It's definitely going to be a little more because we had this. We had the annual meeting here in 2008. And talking to some of the people that have been working these conventions for a while, especially some of the law enforcement here in Louisville, they said they haven't seen the traffic like this. They haven't seen the crowds like this.
It's crazy.
So who knows? This could be it could be a record setter.
I think it probably is. I mean, you can hardly move through the aisles. But what's interesting about it, and I was trying to explain to somebody, I said, you need to understand this about the people who are at the NRA, and most of the NRA members here, not all, but mostly, said, but as crowded as it is, and as long as it takes to get in, and people are bumping into each other, you know what all you hear? You don't hear anybody saying anything other than, excuse me, oh, I'm sorry, here, holding the door open for people.
Yeah.
It's just who we are.
It's a different type of society. I remember when I first told friends and family I was going to work for the NRA, a lot of them were surprised. And it's like, you're not going to find a more polite bunch of people, a more helpful bunch of people than the gun owners that we have here throughout the United States. And it's, in a sense, it's sort of like that Southern culture type thing. It's a yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I will open the door.
It is.
I will help you with your packages, even when I don't know who the heck you are.
Right.
And that's not what's appreciated. You just have the stuff that's talked about in the media that puts a bunch of redneck yahoos out there trying to shoot out the street signs. I mean, that's
just not it. You're not seeing it here. The other thing I'm seeing is a lot more diversity, a lot from age, sex, race, across the board. NRA members are everybody.
Definitely. We're definitely seeing a lot of that. One of my favorite people overall, Gabby Franco. I haven't found her yet, but I know that she's supposed to be around here somewhere, especially newly married, has a kid on the way.
Yeah.
Most people know her from Top Shot fame.
Right.
She was a shooter for the Venezuelan pistol team in the 2000 Olympics.
Right.
But we're seeing tons of different people that are getting involved, that are stepping forward, that are being part of the Second Amendment community.
It's America.
Yeah.
That's what it is. All right, speaking of that, in the time we got left, we have to talk about this election coming up. I know the NRA yesterday endorsed Donald Trump.
Right.
Major move, early endorsement, and important. I mean, and I am in the ABC camp, the anybody but Clinton, of course. And I know people get tired of me saying, look, guys, this is for all the marbles. This really, and I'm not the apocalyptic kind of guy. I've said that before. I usually don't do that. But this one feels totally apocalyptic. Like, if this goes wrong, it's so catastrophically wrong. I don't know how you recover from it.
Well, Hillary has come out and said time and again on the campaign trail that she's going to do away with our Second Amendment. She has said that the first thing that she's going to do on her first day in office is to go after the gun lobby.
Right. She said, I mean, literally, she said exactly that.
And if you're going after the gun lobby, you're not going after the NRA, you're not going after NSSF, you're not going after Second Amendment or any of the other groups. You're going after everybody.
All gun owners.
It's the associations that represent the companies, that represent the gun owners, the manufacturers, the people who put on the competitions. It's everybody involved. And coming after you like that, there has to be a bit of a realization that it's time to really step up. But like you said, we've heard it before about, this is a roasting.
Right.
Well, what we've seen over the past few elections is that the Democratic Party has put up anti-gun candidates in primaries,
right,
against pro-gun Democrats who are incumbents. So we've actually been seeing a number of the people who are our backers and supporters on the Democratic side fade away out of the electoral primaries.
Really?
And so it's every year we have less and less that we can count on. So we have to go out there. You have to find your pro-gun legislators in the local races, in the state house, in the Congress, and in the Senate. And you have to go out. You have to make the phone calls. You have to stuff the mailers. You got to volunteer. You got to take people to the polls. We need everybody out there.
And any politician that starts off with, well, I support a hunter's rights, you say, stop. That's not what this is about. That's usually code for I will take, or no, usually they say, well, I support the Second Amendment, but.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you love that one? Well, I wonder if they would say that about the First Amendment. I support the First Amendment, but no.
I had that idea. I wanted to start up a group that was going to be anti-Sixth Amendment. And everyone's like, well, what is that? I said, that's the point. There's no group that's going to stop all these other. It's just for some reason ours is the one that's so scary because they won't go after the people that are causing the real problems, and that's the crooks who never follow any law they pass, no matter what it is. So
there it is. All right, well, I know it's a huge fight. We're going to be working with the NRA. Everybody has to be on board this time. I mean, just you have to be. I don't care if you like the man. I don't care. You simply have to get on board this one.
You have to send in the money. You have to send in the phone or the emails. You make the phone calls. You get people out there. You get involved. Because if you're sitting on the sidelines for this one, you're going to be on the sidelines for the rest, well, a good long time.
For a long time, because there may be no recovery from this one, honestly.
Yeah.
Lars, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Tom. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll be right back from the NRA annual meeting. All right, we're back with you here, and we've got about 4 minutes left in the show, and of course we like to finish strong, so we bring in our guy, Ted Nugent, joins us. How you doing, partner?
I'm doing so good. We're at the NRA show. It's perfect. The whole world sucks, but America does not suck at the NRA Get Down.
And look, we got some of the finest people in the world. No matter where you go, people are saying, please, thank you, yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir, and holding doors open for people. That's who we are.
Well, Tom, I've been on the road. I'm doing my tour all summer again in 2016, and every year since the late 1950s, for God's sakes, I've done a lot of media, and I always celebrate and promote that the greatest event, the greatest family, the greatest positive spirit, goodwill, and decency a person could ever attend is not necessarily a Ted Nugent concert, though that glows in its own way, but it's the NRA event, because these really are the best of the best, working hard, playing hard America, who are dedicated to be in the asset column. So everybody here I consider blood brother for the American dream, and I really, really appreciate every ounce of energy that they put forth here.
Talk to me about, we've said it before, we told people, okay, it's really important, this next election is really important, and this time I'm saying, no, you don't understand. This upcoming election, this is literally for all the marbles, because if you lose this one, you could lose darn near everything.
Yeah, we're not on the precipice. We're already in a kamikaze swan dive into hell. Fundamental transformation is clearly the intentional dismantling of the very pillars that make America the desirable location for every person in the world who will literally put their lives in danger to get here.
Right.
And those of us that live here, what Tom just said, I got a presentation tomorrow at Freedom Hall. Actually, every place I go is Freedom Hall.
There you go.
But tomorrow at 12:30, I'm doing another presentation that articulates the irrefutable, conclusive truth that if we don't vote Trump, that this evil curse Obama and Hillary Clinton, and so the Democrats put up a lying felon and a communist as nominee. What is this, Planet of the Apes?
How do you really feel about it?
But it's pure evil.
It is.
So 58,000 American heroes died fighting communism in Vietnam, but Bernie Sanders and his freaks believe we might want to try it here. This is insanity. So if you don't vote for Trump, the communists would like to thank you. And is Trump perfect? No, he's not perfect. But compared to Hillary and Bernie, he's almost Michael the Archangel. If we don't vote for Trump, we literally will throw the last hope for American freedom in the toilet. And what Mitt Romney proved is that there's so much brain-dead, apathetic idiots in this country that they thought they didn't have their favorite guy. He wasn't their favorite guy.
He wasn't good enough.
So they bent over and gave the keys to Barack Obama. And I'd like to thank everybody that didn't vote in 2012. I'd like to thank you for nothing. So that's it in a nutshell. That isn't a Ted Nugent opinion. That's fact.
No, that's just pure fact. And what we're talking about here is Supreme Court justices, lower court judges, not a 4-year or an 8-year impact, but a 30 or 40-year impact. And the truth of it is, my friend, if we lose for that long, there's no coming back.
Donald Trump is the only captain of the only boat that will bring the medicine to your dying child. Don't abandon him because he's not your favorite captain and it's not your favorite boat, because it's the only vote. And here's the bottom line with Donald Trump. He is a we the people guy. I am convinced of this. I know the man. I know his family. He does believe in the Constitution. Has he blown it in the past? Yes, because he had those New York values, which, by the way, New York values are not the heroic we the people efforts on 9/11. New York values are the infringement of the Second Amendment statewide in New York.
There you go.
The the arresting of people with a pocket knife. Those are the New York values that Ted Cruz was talking about. So Donald Trump is the man. He's a great man. He's a constitutionalist. And if we vote Donald Trump in 2016, then put pressure on him and his administration to get back to the Constitution, America will be back on track. I'm convinced of it.
There you go. Ted Nugent, everybody. All right. Thank you very much. Gun Talk out.